Today we're sewing up some effortless summer style with the Vero Beach Dress, a free pattern that's all about flow, comfort, and just the right touch of coastal elegance. I'll be using this beautiful Art Deco floral cotton lawn from Threadymade. This dress features softly scooped necklines, adjustable shoulder ties, and gentle gathers that give it that relaxed feminine shape. We'll sew everything from start to finish together, from binding those necklines to assembling the floaty tiered skirt. The only changes I've made to the pattern are shortening the front and back dress pieces by 5 inches, as well as shortening the front binding by 5 inches. This was so that I could achieve the right amount of gathers intended for the pattern. Whether you're headed to the beach or just embracing a slow, sunny afternoon, this is one of those pieces that makes you feel like you're on vacation. So grab your fabric, thread your machine, and let's sew the Vero Beach Dress. Here is my front dress piece. We're going to sew basting stitches from one mark on the pattern piece all the way across the neckline to the opposite mark from the pattern piece. Use the longest stitch on your machine and about a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Make sure to leave thread tails on both ends. Pull your basting stitches to gather this neck edge. Here is my front neckline binding piece, which I've pressed to be double fold bias tape. Just pressing those raw edges to the wrong side to meet in the center and folding it once more in the center. Open out one short end of the bias tape and place it right sides together with the top of the neckline. Repeat for the opposite short end on the other side. Then adjust your gather so that it fits the length of the bias tape and continue pinning in place. Then we can sew this single layer of the bias tape to the neckline with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now we'll fold our bias tape along the center and over the top edge so that the opposite fold of the bias tape now covers the seam line on the wrong side of the fabric. Pin in place. Now from the front of the garment, you can stitch in the ditch of that bias tape or stitch right above the seam line, edge stitching very close to the edge of the bias tape. Now that we've finished applying the binding to the front neckline, we'll repeat all of these steps to gather and attach the binding to the back neckline piece. Then we can place our front and back dress pieces right sides together and pin the side seams. Sew the side seams from the underarm to the bottom of the dress with a 1/2 inch seam allowance on both sides, then finish your raw edges together. Now that the front and back dress pieces are sewn together, we can bind the armholes. Before I attach the armhole bindings, I'm choosing to trim away some of the material as it approaches the top of the garment. This way, the width of the top of the front and back pieces will more closely match the width of the tie pieces that we'll be attaching later. I'm just going to grade them a little bit toward the edge of the attached bias binding. Now we'll open out the armhole binding just as we did for the necklines and place it right sides together with the armhole and pin in place along the curve. Then we'll sew the binding in place with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now that that's sewn in place, we'll fold our binding in half, flipping it to the inside so that once again that folded edge covers the seam line. Pin in place. Stitch in the ditch from the front or edge stitch along the edge of the binding and repeat for both armholes. Here is one of my tie pieces. I'm going to fold it in half, right sides together, and we'll sew from one raw edge to the other with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then I'll trim that seam allowance by about half. Using a small safety pin, I'll turn my tie right side out. I've repeated for both of my ties and given them a press. Now I'm going to tie one short edge of each tie piece in a knot. Then I'll repeat for the opposite short edges. Now that each of my short edges are tied and finished, I'm going to cut each of the ties in half at the center. These new raw edges will be attached at each top edge of the dress. I'll place the raw edges at the top points and pin in place. Then baste each tie in place. Now that each of the ties are sewn right sides together with the garment, I'll fold them back along the top edges, turning back those raw edges and pin in place. Then we can top stitch those top edges. I'm going to do so twice to finish those ties, as well as securing the raw edges on the inside. Here are the short edges of my bottom panel. I'll place them right sides together and pin. Sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges together and press them toward the back. All along the top of the back panel, from seam all the way around to the seam, I've sewn basting stitches. Now I'll pull the basting stitches so that the bottom panel matches the length of the bottom of the dress. Once it matches, I'll place the bottom panel with the bottom of the dress right sides together and pin in place. Aligning one of the seams of the dress with the seam of the panel. Sew the bottom panel to the dress with a 1/2 inch seam allowance and finish the raw edges together. Now for this bottom ruffle, I've gone ahead and pressed my hem to the wrong side, pressing it by 1 inch and then 1 inch again to create a rolled hem. I'll edge stitch the hem in place all the way around. And now the dress is complete. Thank you for joining me for this sew along. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future sewing tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.